Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome once more to VID2GO, your Whitman sampler of everything tech and video. In today's episode, we're going to be covering some cool new screen technology, some interesting work and services that we are rather proud of, as well as showcasing a particularly epic Wimbledon ad. But enough with the blurb, you're here already, so let's get on with it. First things first, I've got 3 words for you. Flexible OLED displays. Now, classically, I know what you're thinking, but Dan, OLED displays can't be flexible. That's pure madness. I've tried to bend my flat screen TV before and it just didn't work. Well, as much as you may be partially correct there, I've got some exciting news for you. Samsung and other major tech brands have actually been working on the completely flexible and resilient display for quite some time now. In fact, you're already seeing the boons of their efforts if you either own or have run into one of the new curved TVs which seem to be popping up all over the place. However, this is the technology in its infancy. The true goal is to create a display that is bendable, rollable, foldable, twistable, and take just about any punishment that a particularly terrible 2-year-old could potentially dish out. Good news, Samsung and LG have both made great strides in this field and have begun to roll out concept phones and other consumer electronics taking advantage of this flexibility. Bad news, this is still a touch limited in terms of where and how it can be bent. The hope is that the second generation of devices will be flexible for the end user. Unfortunately, the first will likely remain static. Next up, we've got a quick showcase on a piece of work we've done for the Sydney Gymnastics and Aquatics Centre. We used a steadi-cam to capture a heap of buttery smooth walkthroughs and mash this up with some tracked 3D text, resulting in a fairly cool way to showcase the size and scale of such a facility. That said, the SGAC itself is a behemoth of a fitness centre, offering everything from cardio to resistance, swimming, as well as an international standard gymnastics centre. Getting everything covered was actually quite a challenge. However, integrating a 3D map, motion track text, and steadi-cam footage resulted in an excellent walkthrough experience. On the services front, we've been spending more and more time delving into the world of 3D animation recently, and we'd like to showcase what it can do. You're currently seeing some examples of work that we've done for Sennheiser Australia, some work we did for Silvertrack Digital, as well as parts of a promo we did for our own Australians at War Kiosk. This is something which, if we do say so ourselves, looks pretty damn slick and is a heap of fun to work on. 3D animation allows us to take the viewer away from the real world and into a more conceptual space in a very convincing fashion. If you're finding it hard to engage and excite your audience, this could be just for you. This is something that may be much more accessible than you imagine, so if any of this has tickled your fancy, please don't hesitate to give us a call. Finally, we've got one of the most brilliant ads I have ever seen. It's a spot for Stella shown around Wimbledon, and it's probably the classiest hawk-based advertisement I've ever had the pleasure of watching. Check it out.
Hello, pigeons. My name is Rufus. I'm not like you. I'm a bird of prey, a finely tuned flying machine. My bosses are very particular. They chose me for a reason. I've been a member of Wimbledon security for 14 years.
I cannot recommend you watch the full version of that clip enough. Luckily enough, that's linked just below this video because here at page 2, we care. That about wraps it up for this edition of VID2GO. As always, if you find yourself with even a microcosm of a potential of an idea for something you might want to achieve or explore with video, don't hesitate to contact us on 02 8920 8636.